My professor is Alex Hepp. Today, I will be doing a demonstration on Autopsy, which is a digital forensics software that can be used for many different purposes. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer. This video is solely for educational purposes. Myself, Professor Hepp, or Metro State University are not liable for any damages that could be caused using these demonstrations. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. So originally, I was going to use one of my purchased digital forensic softwares. However, those are expensive, and there's free software such as Autopsy that can do most of the work that my paid for software can do. So I'm going to use Autopsy for this demonstration. Autopsy is free. Just go to autopsy.com and you can download the program there. They do have modules that you can add on. I recommend the CYBR triage malware scanner if you want to do an investigation and you're worried about malware. You can have a free 7-day trial of that, but if you want to buy it, it's like $1,200. So just make a new email and get a new trial if you're going to do that. We will also be using FTK Imager. What this is basically makes a bit-by-bit copy of the your target hard drive that you want to investigate. I have a hard drive plugged in. I already have this downloaded. This is a free download. You just got to submit your information. So always make a copy or always do an image of a disk that you want to investigate rather than using that disk as the investigation. That way, if something were to happen, it's that copy that's getting destroyed and not the actual hard drive or storage drive. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and open up FTK Imager. It's under Access Data. Just click Next. So what I'm going to do is I have a thumb drive plugged into my computer. It is the H drive. So I'm going to go ahead and click on File, and I'm going to create a disk image. It's either going to be, you can select physical drive, a logical drive, image file, contents of a folder. We're going to do a physical drive, and it's the USB SAN disk right here. So I'm selecting that drive. Click Finish. Destination, I choose EO1. That's a lot of people choose that in the digital forensics world. So do that. Case number, I'll put 1. Digital forensics demonstration. Next, I'm going to choose the destination folder. I'm just going to put it on my C drive. And the desktop. Image file name, I'm going to do test forensics. I won't fragment it. Usually you don't want to fragment anything, so just put it at 0. Compression, put at 0. Finish, and click Start. This is going to run the program. It takes quite a bit depending on how big your target drive is. For this purpose, I already have an image that I'm going to use, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop this. But the image I'm going to use is an EO1 file, which is what this would end up being. So now I'm going to go ahead and open up Autopsy. I'm going to start a new case. Case name, digital forensics demonstration. Browse. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. Click Next. Case number is 1. And finish. So what this is doing, this is actually just creating the case database and everything. After this is done, we're going to go ahead and actually import the image that we have. Now the image I have is just it was a small thumb drive, 8 GB total. So I always do generate new host name based on data source name. It's going to be a disk image. EO1 is considered a image of the file. I'm going to browse to it. This is on this drive, and we're going to go ahead and open it. Time zone, if you were in different time zones or if the hard drive was operated in a different time zone normally, you can go ahead and adjust this, and that makes all the times equivalent. So if you're doing a real investigation and somebody says, well, I need information from this date to this date or this time to this time, if that's not correct, the time zone's not correct, you're going to have a hard time finding any information that they want. Here's what you do where it'll ingest everything, and these are what you want the program to do. So I always choose hash lookup. File type identification, is it a PDF? Is it a docx, RTF, whatever. Extension mismatches. So in like criminal investigations, people will name a PDF like .txt, and that will identify those mismatches. Embedded file extractor, I use this all the time. It will extract zip files, whatnot. Picture analyzer, keyword search, email parser. I'm not going to check that because I know there's no, well, I will leave that. Encryption detection will leave. I know there's no phone information on here. I'm not using, so I'm just going to get rid of these and not a drone. Then we're going to click next. So now it's pulling all that information in. You can see the progress right here. And it could take some time. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, let this run. Once it's done, I will be back. For the sake of time, this is still ingesting, but I'm going to go ahead and get started just so you guys can see what this does. So on the left, well, one interesting thing too, as I was getting ready to show this, I did not properly wipe that hard drive. And so it actually pulled, even though the hard drive was reformatted, it actually pulled documents and stuff that were not technically on there. So that's what digital forensic software is. If you don't zero out a drive, it's going to pull anything that hasn't been rewritten over that space. So click on data source. You can see this is the data source we're having, and you can kind of drill down. You can see the volumes on here. This is the basic data partition that we have here. It pulls recycle bin information. It shows your users. On allocated space, like I had mentioned before, if there's anything in there. This is kind of some of the working tools at my job that we use. So I had some of this stuff on that drive that it pulled. Let's go in here. File views. So this is where you can kind of distinguish if, let's say you're looking for a PDF or something. So, we could go into documents and PDF. There we go. Then you can see on the right, it lists all the PDFs. You can do a keyword search. You can add keywords to this, and all that does is searches for keywords that you list. So it's a pretty impressive piece of tool. I'm not going to open any of these because it's kind of work data that I probably shouldn't open. Office documents, passwords. See, that would be interesting, right? I'm not going to open that. I know what that is, but old passwords. And then HTML files, so website files, whatnot. one good thing too is in not necessarily this software, but there are other softwares. The one I own, actually, Forensic Explorer, they can dig into the registry files, which is crucial, right? So if people are trying to hide their searches from websites, that's stored in the registry as well, and that stuff doesn't usually get deleted. So if you ever have to do an investigation on somebody's computer at work, you know, because they're looking at wrong websites or stuff that your company does not want, check the registry files because it could be in there. Click into data artifacts. Not too much there. Web downloads, as you can see. Of course, this is still analyzing. This could take hours. Um, so, and then when you go through some of these, let's go into documents, PDF. You can tag these. So if you're trying to build a case for something, or if there's interesting stuff that you want to, highlight, you can want to extract the files, or you can add a file tag. Um, Click follow up, and then it adds these tags right here, right? Because you're going to have a lot of data that just doesn't pertain to anything, right? And you don't want that part of the report. That's one thing this can do is it can generate a report. So you tag the information that you want, and it will add that to the tag section. So let's just do a couple more things. We'll do a bookmark on that. We'll leave that open so you can see it populate as it goes. Um, that's interesting. So that's a notable item. And see it added it there. Now if you click on these tags, it shows what you've tagged. And executables. So if you're looking for malware, right, this is probably the best place to look. Um, it'll list all of the executables that it finds on that drive. There's no malware here, so I'm not going to worry about that. DLLs too. A lot of malware now is living off the land, right? So the DLLs that are part of the operating system. So, but there might be some that come with certain different types of malware. So if you know what you're looking for and you find it, it could be in there. And then we'll just go through. So images, it can break it down to JPEG, GIF, PNG. I mean, it breaks everything down, so it makes searching a lot easier for whatever it is you're trying to find. Again, that's use keyword lists. I'm not going to add any, but you can start a new list, test list. All right, and then let's export the list. So I can't do anything right now because some settings are unavailable. But once that does, once the import or ingest of the whole target system is brought in, then you'd be able to go into this area and click in a new keywords. You can list all the keywords you want there, and then it will analyze that against everything that's been ingested. I talked about extension mismatches before when people try to hide information. So let's take a look at what we have here. So you can see here, like this one right here, this is a PDF, but it's has the extension AI. Now this is our work stuff. So, but this is what I was saying. Like people might have a JPEG, right? But they might and change it to a file format of PDF. Well, in the binary in the hex data of the file, right? It's going to have the specific JPEG uh, 8-bit characters that are associated with JPEGs. And that's what this system does. It reads that. Oh, it's supposed to be a JPEG, but it's listed as PDF. So it gets added to this extension mismatch detected. User context suspected. So anything that they suspect that a user has done will be in here. OS accounts. So this lists all the accounts. Obviously, it's the user ID code. And we got the tags, bad items, password doc, right? It says password, so that's why it's kind of shows up as a bad item. And then suspicious doc. So anything it finds that they think suspicious or a bad item, it'll list it here. So that's kind of just the general overview of how you use this. This is still running, but up here you can go into communication, geolocation. So let's go into communication. We don't have anything. We didn't add any emails or any of that stuff. So it's not going to show anything, but it would show like Microsoft's Outlook files, OST files. Excuse me. Sorry. Images, videos. So again, this just kind of goes deeper into the folders. It digs down. It gives you a better file explorer view of the files. Then finally, I'm going to click generate a report. So once you've done your investigation, you found all the documents that you want, maybe the malware or whatever, you can generate a report. I usually I, I do a text file usually, just because it's easier for me. That's what I work in. But you can do an HTML, so people can open that up. It's going to pop up the, Chrome or Edge or whatever Explorer you use. So let's do HTML header test week 4. Next, we'll go alt tag results. So bookmarks, follow-ups, notable items, and we'll go finish. And then we see the report there. I'm going to open up in Chrome. So then this just brings up everything. So it was the H drive that we were working from. So pulled all that information. Gives you the software information that we use. So we used Autopsy, ingest history. And then right here on the left is our take files. So you can click on that. It's going to pull up that take file. Pretty cool. So that concludes my demonstration of Autopsy Digital Forensics. It's a great tool. You got to dig into it to learn it. It's a good free tool. So if you ever want to play around and I don't know, get your spouse's or significant other's laptop and do an image of their hard drive and then import it, and you can see all the bad things they do, or maybe all the good things they do. Let's be positive. Let's hope they do good things. So, anyways, take care. Thank you.